What's up, everyone? Let's have a conversation. What's the best career advice I ever received in my life? Well, I've been working since I've been 15, and I had made a lot of mistakes in my career, from trying to get raises to even getting passed up for promotions.
21, 22, 23 years old, right? You don't have to figure it out right now. Don't try, right? You can get a job that doesn't have to be perfect. You can learn at that job and try the next job.
So in this video, I'm going to tell you my best career advice I ever received in my life and how to apply it to yours.
Work hard. There's no such thing as success without hard work. So some people have this quick get rich quick notion. I've never seen it. I mean, maybe it's like a casino. Maybe it's happened, but it's not the normal way. Second, you're gonna spend your life learning. You know, I read 4 or 5 newspapers every morning. I read tons of stuff. I read everything that people send me. You're gonna learn, when you go out on the road, learn. You learn from clients, learn from competitors, you learn, when we meet with small business, you're always learning.
Now, what was my best career advice I ever had? And here's the thing. I got this from an engineer, old engineer. He was one of the most important engineers that I worked with at this hospital. And I had to ask him, hey, how do you stay employed, get good pay raises, and not get passed up for promotion? Because no matter what I do, I don't get the promotion, or I'll get the raise I want, but they won't let me get a promotion, or they don't give me the raise I want and still pass me up for promotion. So he told me the secret, and how this impacts my life is now I do not do anything at work if it doesn't follow these guidelines. So what was the advice? The advice was, if you want a good pay raise and don't care about your promotion, you become the workhorse at work. But when you become the workhorse, you will not get any more promotion, or the likelihood is very small because they need you to keep doing the work you do. And then I said, okay, so what about if I want to get promoted to manager or something else like that? He told me, if you want to become a manager, you have to do this one thing: work barely above average, and do not be heavily relied on for work, but know that they can rely on you if you need to do some work. And I took that as heart, because at the end of the day, it worked. Now, this is the important thing. He mentored me, and it's important to see if you can find someone that you want to be in their position. So if you're at work, there's someone that you want to be like, make sure you go talk to them, ask for their advice, because they're going to know how to move up, or who they promoted, and how to get raises to what you want. Because no one wants to get 1 or 2% raises every year. Some people want 5%, some want 10%, and he will have the detail, especially if he's been at the company for a while. Now, here's the thing. Whenever I've went and to shape my path, I had to figure out what I want. Did I want to just get good raises and always be... Do I want to get raises and make good money and not worry about promotion? Or do I want to be moving up to management and possibly make more money at the end of the road? And this is the choice I had to make. Whenever I owned my own company, I didn't really understand this, because I just promoted whoever I needed at the time for the position. It didn't matter how much work they did. But then I started thinking about it. If you promote your workhorse, what will happen? Well, he's no longer going to do the work, and he might be doing work of 2 or 3 people. And I noticed that I was always doing work of 2 or 3 people. So if I wanted a promotion, I was always overlooked. Now, here's the thing that shaped my path is, whenever I found my passion of what I wanted to do at my job. So I looked at my job and said, okay, do I want to just help people, or do I want to help manage a team and find my passion for what I want to do? And this is a thing for you too. you need to find what your passion is about work. So if your passion is you want to just go to work and get paid better and not worry about management or politics, then yes, you can go that route. If your passion is I want to one day lead the team and possibly move up to upper management, then that's your other passion and purpose at the work. And you align this for your personal life, your personal value, and your work life balance. So once you do that, you are going to be okay because now you have a goal. And the big part that this guy told me is you have to have a goal for your work. It's not just come to work and hope you get a raise, and that's where you fail. You need to go to work and have a plan on what you want to do. If you want to become the workhorse, cool. If you want to just be an average employee, not take on much responsibility, do what you want to do, just know if you become the average employee, you might not get the raise you want because someone's outdoing you. And that's the truth of the matter. If you're complaining they gave Bob a 10% raise but only gave you a 3% raise, maybe it's based off your performance, and that's what you have to understand. Now, some companies just give a flat rate, but other companies do performance basis, how much money they bring in or how much money they save. Now, I'm gonna share, some of the failures I had in my career. In the first hospital I worked at, I was the workhorse, and what happened is I was trying to apply for a management position, and I got overlooked because I was doing the work of everyone at the hospital. And yes, I asked why, and they're like, oh, you just do not fit in that position. So I asked my mentor, and he goes, they can't afford to have you go somewhere else. You do the work as 3 people, and if they lose that, now they had to hire 2 people to fill your position. And that will cost them more money, and they rather hire someone else that's less qualified, don't know as much, that fill that position because they know they can replace a manager really easily. I was like, okay, that makes sense. So my failure was I became the workhorse and got the raise I want, but I could never get a promotion to the higher position because they relied on me too heavily. And this is the thing. It's important to learn that if this happens to you, you only have one choice, is to go to another company, either start over as the current tech level or engineer level you are, or apply to other positions at other companies and try to become managers there. And that's the only choice. But if you're trying to get a promotion in-house now, it's going to be highly unlikely. Now, here's the thing when you set these goals, and practice tip for implementing this advice is you really need to self-reflect and goal setting. So when you're at work, make sure you identify the value, passion, and career aspiration that you have set for yourself. Maybe it's just to get a really good raise and you worked just above average so you can get above average pay increase. And just because you're the workhorse does not mean you can get 10%. They might give you 4%. They only, and that's really not that fair. So you have to understand that some companies do performance-based raises, and this takes effect. And the other important thing that you need to do in your career is network. Yes, you need to stay out of the politics, but you do need to network with the other people in the industry because that is how you can get your pay raises and your positions that you want. And what do I mean by that? When you network with other people in the industry, that will give you into that company. So maybe there's a position over there at that company that you want. Well, your network will help you get that position by being a referral because you'll have a leg up against the other competitor. And this is what you have to know. It's about really who you know. Now, I really encourage everyone to take action on that. Just don't go to work and ignore everyone. And that's the issue that I had too, is I wasn't networking. And once I started networking, it made sense because now people were like, oh, I have a job open over here. Would you like coming over? And this is the pay range. I would bypass the recruiter, I would bypass everything. And that's how it worked. They found out I was a workhorse and they wanted me to become a workhorse at another location. But when I went there, I didn't become the workhorse. What I did was I did above average so I can move up the management position now. And that's what I did in my career. Now, yes, this advice is a little ramble, but at the end of the day, what do you need to do for your career? So, if you want raises in your career, you have to have good performance. If you want to move up to management, you can't have such great performance that they rely on you heavily to do these projects or to do your job because they can't afford to replace you. You have to remember, everyone is replaceable, but some is harder to replace than other. So if you're going to be hard to replace, they will not move you up to management. And that's the mistake I made. So the best career advice is find what you want and do the work just to match that level. And that's all I got for you. Like and subscribe to my video, and that's all.